Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Virtually Lost podcast. My name is Julian, and as always, I'm accompanied by my good friend Robert. So, Robert, what do we have on the docket today?
Today, we got some news regarding esports, some Twitter drama / smashbros community drama, and E3 announced with the lineup is also being shown. So we'll cover those topics along with just a few other things in those scenes.
Right. So I think from last podcast, we were talking about the Valorant tournament. How did that end up going?
That tournament, or Valorant Champions Tour Reykjavik, Sentinels won NA representative against, I believe it was Fnatic in finals. And it peaked with over 1 million viewers. And the tournament as a whole had some interesting stats that they showed, where it was more than 25 million hours watched and an average of almost 500,000 viewers, which I thought were some pretty cool stats on the matter. And
it just shows the I think the growth of how people are what people are watching, and like how big the esports crowd is really getting at this point.
I think
Pretty cool.
I think Valorant's definitely a game that, like, the major talk about it seems to be from the esports scene. Like, there's individuals who, like, before, this tournament was going on and, the comp scene was really back to going around, it was a bit quiet. Like, the scene was, like, still playing, but there wasn't really too much news about it because, the guns are constant for the most part. Of course, there are, new character or new agent introductions, but in the end, it was a bit quiet, I'd say.
Yeah.
And so, it's cool.
And Sentinels, they have TenZ, right? Like, there was some news about him recently, right?
TenZ, if you didn't know, TenZ was originally signed under C9 as a content creator. However, he was asked to sub by Sentinels, so C9 was allowing...
Wait, did he get popular playing Valorant?
I actually don't know his past. I know he was a content creator for Valorant. I don't know if he had previous, if he was popular from a previous game. But he was playing as a substitute in Sentinels. And after the tournament, there was a buyout fully for his contract. So now he is officially part of Sentinels and no longer on Cloud9. However... so that's all good. There was a bit of a tasteless tweet, though, by the C9 owner. That's just my opinion about, kind of flaunting the money he made off contract, because apparently the buyout was 7 digits. So people are like, that's a bit of a tasteless tweet. But then there's also a point where it found out that the contract negotiations were done before the tournament. But it's just like, I don't know, you just didn't need to make the tweet. You could just, do a good farewell and, that's it. Right. That's all I'm going to say.
Right. Yeah, it always ends up feeling like it's just somebody hating, I don't know. At least that's my opinion. I don't see why you'd want that look on yourself or something,
But yeah. And then speaking of C9, League started again, or LCS started yesterday. And interestingly enough, their bottom laner ADC, Sven, is probably like one of the best ADCs in North America. And he got benched and he's playing on Academy. So people are like, yo, what's happening? Like, question marks. Because he performed well at roughly well at MSI. And then another one that was weird was Team Liquid. After the games yesterday, like first game of the split, they decided to bench their top laner, Alfari, even though they just bought his import contract beginning of this year, roughly. So it's just very, a lot of big, these are contract names that were big in the off season. So the fact that they're getting benched,
does that make you think that there's something in the background or something that maybe we don't know?
It's honestly probably it's just we could easily speculate, and in my opinion, their performance wasn't a problem. So, it's either something on the logistical end, maybe it's personal, maybe burnout, or it's something, due to team or, coaching. There's a lot you can speculate, but, in the end, we can't
there's just so many possibilities.
So it's just
Things
not
that
good to
just
come
could be
to
anywhere.
assumption. It's just like it's just interesting to see. That's all I'll say.
Right.
hmm
Is that all you have right now for esports?
the last one is Apex
Oh, okay, Apex. Oh,
because
here's some Apex.
yeah, Apex doing.
Because you are a resident Apex expert.
I'm a washed
Diamond,
Apex.
right?
I'm a washed Apex player. Reached Masters last season, and I think I'm gonna try to go for it next split because a friend wants to try to get Masters, so we're gonna try to go for that again.
There you go.
But they are doing well right now. They have their ALGS tournament going on right now, and it was one I mentioned where they were doing crowdfunding through the purchase of skins in the shop.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So the pot bonus went from 1 million to 2.58 million, which
Ooh, that's pretty
considerable
good.
jump.
Yeah,
And
more than double. That's crazy.
another thing that to do with it that I think is bringing it back to the K-pop in me. So there is a guest commentator for the APAC North, which is the region including South Korea and Japan. There's going to be a guest was a desk speaker. I'm forgetting the name of commentator. Guest commentator.
Oh yeah,
And
shoutcaster.
yeah,
Caster.
along the lines.
Yeah.
It is Miyawaki Sakura, who is a former AKB48/HKT48 member and was a member of my favorite K-pop group that disbanded, Eyes One. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I there's not really much significance.
This is as excited as Robert ever gets. All right, everybody.
Yeah.
So this is a big deal for this man.
This is aligning everything in terms of hobbies. Me and my following the K-pop scene, and me with the Apex scene. And then the other thing Apex is doing that's pretty cool is they are doing 10 weeks, I believe, of kind of just showing, like, appreciating the community and kind of highlighting the community by doing they're releasing 10 community created loading screens.
Oh, that's cool.
So every week they are putting about 8 streamers that you can watch, and it's similar to the loot or what was it? The loot style? I forget what. No, drops. It was the drops style. So if you watch one of these 8 streamers for this week, you'll get loading screen 1, and then they change the 8 streamers for week 2, and then that's a different loading screen, and they're doing this for 10 weeks. I just thought it was a really cool thing because there's a lot of
it's pretty cool.
A lot of channel, and I was looking at the list, and not all the channels are like the big name channels that get all the views. So it's really cool. It's a really nice thing to celebrate the community and also showing some of the art that the community has made.
That is really cool. I agree with that. I just love when game companies like do that, when they do those little details and they really like care about the community. Nintendo. So yeah, like I just appreciate when game companies really put in the effort to really foster that community. That's really cool.
Did you ever see that event that happened with the people who were trying to make League of Legends Classic mode?
No, there was always the big one. The big one was always WoW Classic. That one was for years, but I never heard about League of Legends.
A group of community members, fans, wanted to, see, like, since the league has changed so much, they were trying to remake the original. And a while back, I'd probably say a few months ago, Riot was like, yo, stop this. Cease and desist.
Yeah, they did a cease and desist, yeah. And
there's someone posted like the messages that they got from a Riot employee. And the guy's like, hand over all resources, stop immediately, or else we're just gonna sue. And the guy's like, I'm not gonna, like, how about this? Since apparently all of us, I will stop working on it completely, cut all connections, and if my partners want to keep working on it, I'm not gonna stop them. You're gonna message them yourself. And the Riot employee put out a he his last Discord message became kind of a meme where he said to the guy, like, the way he ended the messages was, "I wish I could say it's been a pleasure." And so people were like, "Yo, this is cringe as hell, man." And so it just got memed on so much, and so it was just a funny thing to me where it's like, well, it's sad that, like a fan project of classic mode got
Yeah,
completely scrapped because of,
because companies.
unwillingness. Yeah, there's a bit of unwillingness to see how the game is, and
Yeah.
then, but there was some gold tier copy pasta made from this altercation.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah, that's companies and their communities can either be like, it seems like there's no in between. It's like they're really tight or you get it.
Yeah.
I wish it had been a pleasure.
Yeah. Melee.
Melee is just like, like Nintendo, I want this game to die.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo's been trying to kill Melee for years, but it's
Remember Project M? Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think that about covered it for esports news for me.
We did get Doki Doki out of the death of Project M though.
Oh, because Dan
Yeah.
Salvato, that man.
Salvato.
But yeah. Okay, I think that's about it for esports news.
Yeah. So do we want to head into regular sports before we head into the drama? So we got a lot of drama.
How about we go through E3 and normal sports before that? Because like I feel like the drama one is just gonna be like a tangent we go off of. Yeah, it's gonna be a tangent we go off of. That's gonna be hard to like. Oh yeah, let's end it with this after. So
yeah, it's true.
All right.
So do you, you've been talking. I'll do E3 for you then.
All right.
So E3 starts next week on, I believe it's the 12th, Saturday, June 12th. Mm-hmm. A week after we're recording. We're going to start off on Saturday with Ubisoft. They're calling it Ubisoft Forward. Apparently there's going to be some news about For Honor, Watch Dogs.
Like For Honor sequel? Like that game's in...
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
I enjoyed For Honor.
That's what it says over here. Watch Dogs and The Crew 2. Oh. And then apparently there's going to be a new Rainbow Six game.
Siege has been out for a while, so I can 100% understand that.
Yeah. Rainbow Siege has been still like kept some pretty good relevance, so it's exciting to see if there's going to be another one.
What other companies?
So we got Gearbox as well. The Borderlands developer is going to be presenting on Saturday.
Okay.
First day one. Day two starts off big with Xbox and Bethesda. As we know, Bethesda got bought out by Xbox. So
wait, are you telling me we're getting another Skyrim?
No, I mean it's Elder Scrolls. The next Elder Scrolls, yeah.
You mean Skyrim, right? I mean, we're not done with Skyrim yet.
Yeah, we're getting the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, Ultimate Edition.
Obviously.
4K. I'm expecting it.
Okay. But yeah, so we start off with the Xbox. I don't know what speculation is going to be on that one. I don't know what big game's going to be for that one. But we are then also getting Square Enix, which apparently there's going to be a lot of talk of the next Final Fantasy. I think another Life is Strange game, possibly.
There's also Platinum Games released.
Platinum's new game. Babylon's Fall.
Yeah, that was the only one that I really... Actually, I can't say only one because I'm interested in also the Final Fantasy, but Babylon's Fall was the one that was...
an expansion for Marvel's Avengers? Did you play that game?
No, I only play Marvel vs. Capcom and like the old Marvel... Was it Marvel Alliance games on like old Xbox 360?
Yeah,
yeah, those are the ones. I didn't even know they had a game.
Yeah, it was kind of snooze.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
low key.
I get that sponsored money.
I literally only heard bad things about that
That's
game.
unfortunate then.
Yeah, and there was some hype for it, like when it first got announced. But yeah, it's been kind of a snooze fest over there. Resident sleeper. Um, then the next day, which would be Monday, we have Capcom and Take-Two. I think they might release a Ace Attorney collection.
Ooh.
And a new Monster Hunter game.
Oh, I'm excited for both those.
And Resident Evil 4 for Oculus VR. Huh. Interesting.
Still need to play a Resident Evil game.
I'll let you borrow Resident Evil 2. That game's really good. The remake for the PS4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the last day we get Nintendo Direct, which there are some big things people are expecting, mainly Switch Pro, which they should not call it Switch Pro. That's a boring name. Switch Pro and Smash. Everyone's expecting the last character.
Yeah.
For the DLC pack to be announced.
That makes sense. It's like they're to end all your Smash Bros DLC. You know, E3 sounds like a fitting event.
Yeah,
and you know what character might have to be if it's going to be that hyped?
Who are we talking? We're talking Sora?
I probably Sora is what I'd say, but I don't care.
I've heard there's been like issues with Sora. I think specifically because it's like a Disney character or something.
Oh yeah,
I'm not sure.
Wait, it's not a Disney character.
Oh wait, no, it's
just Square Enix character. Unless that boy like pulls like the Persona 5 where they got the crew in the back. Unless I see Donald Duck in the back. The crew in the back of the stage, then that's the only thing I can see with the Disney issue. I really hope, the Switch Pro, I'm also a little bit thrown off by the name, but I don't know what kind of name.
We don't know the name yet.
Yeah.
Right, obviously. But
I'm expecting Breath of the Wild news.
There was a Twitter thing where people wanted it to be called Super Switch or something.
Oh, hell no. I would return that shit if it was called Super Switch.
But yeah, it's exciting. But there is going to be a big old NVIDIA chip in that thing. That thing's going to literally be able to run for like an hour before it dies.
Yeah, that thing's going to have to be permadocked. It's ridiculous. I'm really hoping Breath of the Wild gets something. Or actually,
yeah, it's a big hope. Also, Metroid hasn't. There hasn't been anything about the new Metroid Prime. The new Metroid Prime.
That's the other one.
There was something else that like got like announced, but like never. We haven't talked about it since. I forget what else. I don't know. It's been crickets from Nintendo a little bit lately.
Yeah. But, so I'm expecting a pretty big direct.
Yeah. I also think it is going to be a big direct.
Oh, the weird thing is no Sony.
Yeah, no Sony. I think they're doing their own thing. I'm not sure if they're doing their own thing at the same time or like because I feel like that they will do that.
Nah. You know what they're gonna do?
They might do something soon, like a state. I think they call their state of play or something.
Yeah, they're probably gonna do something solo, all in their Balenciaga fits, all in the Balenciaga PS5 hoodies.
I got the pre-release.
$800 for the hoodie, $600 for the t-shirt. It's ridiculous,
and it looks like something that they would
it looks exactly like what you're wearing right now. You can tell me.
Are you roasting me low key?
No, I'm roasting their collection that they're charging $800 and $600 for what I would see to be a $30 shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he's something you get free at a convention or something.
Yeah. Thanks for visiting and liking our post. Here's this hoodie.
Thanks for registering for our app. We went to what was it? Anime Expo, and that was
Yeah.
literally like half of
I
the
had
half
like
of the
6
booth.
or 7 apps at the end of each day. I was just like, all right.
Or play our mobile game.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting to say the least. And then
It's funny.
the only game that I have pre-registered right now, or I'm pre-registered for, but is the new Near mobile game.
Oh, the new Nier mobile game.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's Nier Reincarnation.
Yep. So probably
Yeah,
gonna be playing that a bunch when it comes out. But I'm excited for that. And
gonna get those depression drops.
yeah, the DP drops,
Yeah,
man.
you have to get drops for new story for new story
Yeah,
bits.
it's gonna be a
Oh
tragedy, but I'm excited. I'm excited to feel pain through the game. Nah, I think that about covers it for esports. So I'll give a quick rundown and a little bit of the sports thing because as long
Yeah.
as long as the
E3, or I think we're gonna go with E3.
as long as the Bucks are still in playoffs, I'll keep doing a quick little rundown. First game against the Nets is in like an hour. So after this episode's podcast, I'm watching that game.
There you go.
We'll see how long the series goes. Lakers faded out of the playoffs, just taken out.
Fucking God. You see those disconnected player disconnected memes?
Yeah, the player disconnected memes after he left in the fourth quarter of game 4 was freaking hilarious. And then game 5.
Because right now he's malding in his mansion in LA, trading people left and right now.
He's probably frustrated. And then after the game, he seems good. But yeah, during the moment, just sometimes just gotta leave because I will say he was not getting much help from his roster. I'm referring to LeBron, by the way. And then game 5, a funny thing was Jay Crowder, who was basically LeBron's matchup in that series, basically clowned him by salsa dancing in the way LeBron did in a commercial when he got off court. And Jay Crowder got ejected for it, and the boy ran through the tunnel back to the locker room. It was funny to see. Yeah, I think
something else happened that game too. Was it that game where the fan went down to the court? Or
no, that was a different series. That was in DC. A fan ran on the court, jumped up, touched the backboard, and then got speared like Randy Orton, like WWE kind of shit by a security guard.
Yeah, that makes me think, like, what do you think you're gonna accomplish by running on the court?
I'm saying, like, people forgot how to act in quarantine. People just don't know how to act. It's just they lost all sense of
Yeah, after the whole spitting thing last week, and then
it's crazy.
Yeah, it makes me think that we're all fucked.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that was sports.
Very brief sports. Yeah. Cut off.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else.
You wanna go into the drama?
We got a lot of it today. Let's start off with the easy stuff. A lot more. It's actually kind of just drama, but it was pretty big news for a minute. Was the Ludwig Ågren and Aiden Ross drama?
Mm-hmm.
So what it boiled down to was that during a recent kind of it was called ShitCon, but it was just like it was a lot of creators meeting up in Austin, and doing kind of like a big live stream for a couple of days. And so what happened was one of the days, like during a cooking stream, Ludwig and like his group of streamer friends were kind of just talking about members of the community, and they were talking about Aiden Ross, who is a huge growing streamer, a really big platform. But they were kind of clowning on him for his kind of younger audience that like, and his younger audience, and it kind of like the role they play in the current Twitch kind of community.
The Twitch meta.
Right? The Twitch meta, yes, exactly, actually. But they kind of went in on him a little bit, Ludwig didn't say that many directly, but like they were all kind of as a collective kind of clowning on him a little bit, if we're being honest.
Yeah. And if the thing is, if your friends are out of pocket, you still have to, keep them in check, just like chill, I thought they were straight shots. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, to me personally, I didn't think that the criticisms were that like severe. I don't think they were like telling him that like,
they weren't
like it was yeah.
But they were unwarranted.
It was petty. It was petty.
Yeah.
I would say it was definitely petty. So that started off a big kind of kerfuffle on Twitter with back and forth and with Keemstar. He's everywhere. Right?
Well, he will go in to any drama that exists. He just puts his name in there because that's his career. Is you got to stay relevant.
Brand, yeah, that's been his brand since like
not a person I'm a fan of,
Halo,
but
Halo 2 back in the day. Like yeah. So yeah, it was kind of it. I think it's just something small that kind of got way out of control, and Aiden obviously he came back, he clapped back, did all this stuff with Rice Gum too, also getting into the mix. But yeah, and actually it ended up that Rice Gum actually said some like okay stuff too, because he was like, it's people like what they like, and that's kind of what it is. Like, well, there's no need to like to really dog on someone for what they like, when either if it's like rappers or whatever, or apparently Aiden Ross called Ludwig a band geek. I don't know why. Ludwig's not really well known for that. I took offense to that because I am a Ludwig fan, and I do not say poggers unironically.
Hey, you have
I only do that occasionally. All right.
Oh man.
I don't do that all the time.
Yeah. I am just have an outsider perspective in this because I don't really follow either community anymore. Right. I followed the Ludwig community early, and then I don't watch too many big streamers anymore. It's just more. But yeah, that boy blew up.
That is my bread and butter. Twitch drama is my bread and butter. So
yeah, I can't. I just hear these things from you. I'm just like, dang, this seems so relevant and petty. Like, why did this blow up? But the other,
yeah, I think the worst part was the worst part of it was like the death threats that like Ludwig and his girlfriend got, and like the targeted like flagging of like their accounts and stuff like that.
That is true. Did you see the tweet by Moist Critical?
Yeah,
regarding that, I thought it was really good. Where it was just saying like all these young people who are fans of these streamers, you need to step back. Like, you are not their friend. Do not be sending death threats to people. Of course you want them to succeed, but there is a personal stake that like these people are putting way too much into in these streamers, and you just need to. Know your limits. Know your limits as just a viewer.
It's like the recent phenomenon of like really hardcore parasocial relationships, which it's been there. It's always been there, but I feel like it's grown a lot more recently. With things like Twitch, where you really do feel like you like know these people with how much of their lives you're watching. Yeah. It is an issue, and it is an issue that's gonna come up kind of over and over again. And over time, we're gonna have to learn how we deal with it, or how we don't deal with it, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is something that's should be taken, seriously, and how to like, I don't know, how parents should tell kids not to, how they don't really know these people that they watch all night. I don't know.
Yeah, this is a bit of an odder time go because like the parents' generation doesn't really understand the concept of Twitch.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's something that it'd be hard to even give lessons on.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure you saw the bigger news yesterday.
The bigger news, which just dropped. Yeah, this is hot off the presses.
We say bigger news. In terms of fan bases, this is a lot more concentrated. But it is an intense piece of news.
So yeah, this is a lot more niche. This is about the Smash community, which we were both a part of at one point in time. I'd still say that I keep myself updated on it, but I'm not as in it as I was maybe a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I would say the same.
But so we had Hacks, who was a pretty notable melee player who like pioneered like his box controller,
and then
which was pretty well known.
He was also a early Captain Falcon main, switched to Fox. He ended up hurting his hand playing Fox because Fox is a character that just ends up messing up your hands quite often. You see a lot of pro players who have done that, so that's why he created the box. But he is also known for the being the recipient end of the "Did he just walk up slowly and down smash" from Mango? That ended up happening to Hacks. So that's his other big piece of fame.
And he also was also well known. I think he was setting up tournaments. I don't know if it was just during like recently or he's been doing
He did them for over, I would say about a year or so, at minimum a year. I remember seeing those pieces of news of his I think weekly or bi-weekly tournaments.
So he is he's a pretty big part of the community. And he came out with I believe it was 2.5-hour video yesterday called evidence.zip. Interesting name, very artistic. With an accompanying 200 page
PDF,
essay. PDF, which was all about how he wanted to expose Leffen, who is also a big part of the community. If you don't know, he's a very well known. Actually, I think at this point he's probably one of the biggest content creators, biggest Smash content creaters.
He's also just very well known in the fighting game scene because of him FGC, playing also Dragon Ball and I believe one other game that I'm forgetting about.
Right, and Leffen is known for being a big contrarian. Basically an ass.
The thing is, he will say what he believes and he does not care if it burns bridges. So a lot of the times it's controversial. He's made a few enemies through it, but you can trust on the guy to be honest.
To be fair, he has said some pretty.
He has said some stuff too.
He said some stuff.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But Hacks, and I think they've had a past. I think that it was pretty evident from this video that they've had a past, not too amiable. But this video it made him look kind of obsessive because he's not only trying to kick him out of like the community or expose him for being a kind of like a snake or whatever, or he's like trying to like really go after him as like a horrible evil person, and kind of, I mean, to the extent that they went on about, or Hacks went on about Leffen, it made him seem like he wanted him in jail or something. And I don't want this to make it seem like I'm making fun of Hacks in any way, because honestly, with the kind of tone he took throughout this like video and with the essay, made it seem like he's not like he's not in the best place. I'd say
we should probably, as I'm listening, I should probably say the whole point of the document is that like he is saying he's exposing Leffen, but the thing he is saying Hacks is saying he's trying to save the Melee community, right, because he does say that. Because he believes Leffen is attempting totalitarianism within the community. And he's saying that he has used events within the community and to, gain socioeconomic wealth and, increase his socioeconomic worth is, I believe, what he said specifically in some parts. But it was just... I can agree. it seemed very obsessive. He was, twisting events into showing Leffen in the worst possible light that isn't what you would normally see when these events happened. And
I think that like that manipulation goes into the world of like absurdity.
Yeah.
So one of the big quotes from it was where Hax says that at one of I don't remember exactly what the tournament was, but he was playing Leffen in a tournament on the finals, and Hax had these red Adidas pants, sweatpants that they look like, and he was talking about how, and Hax beat Leffen at that tournament, and Hax goes on about how after 3 months, a viewer of his sent him a picture of Leffen wearing a red Adidas jacket while editing the button layout of a digital controller, like the ones that Hax made. But Hax made it seem like this situation meant that Leffen had psychopathic tendencies, where it showed how he wanted revenge for his loss to Hax at that previous event 3 months later, which, once you start saying things like that, it does make your argument seem like you've kind of gone off the rails a little bit. He also goes on about how Leffen is modeling is part, or his attitudes reflect the dark triad or something, and how he is a Machiavellian kind of villain, where he states that Leffen is modeling himself after his favorite anime character, Light Yagami from Death Note, and how he's trying to transform, or Leffen is trying to transform his own phone into a Death Note because of the influence he has over the community, and how he can kind of cancel anybody he wants. And once you get to that point, it does start to sound like, Hax maybe isn't in the best place right now, and that he probably just needs help.
It's definitely worrisome. And I think the source of it is down to those personal things that you mentioned, but the personal relationship between the two of them, because there is the box, which Leffen, I believe, put his input on it and has made some. He's criticized it. He's criticized it. And he also suggested some like input adjustments to make that, Hax said are incorrect about his own product.
Oh, so, actually, it was that he also stated that there are advantages that the box controller actually has over the regular controller that could make it illegal to play with in tournament. Okay. That was another one.
So there's that, and then he also has accused Leffen of those of hijacking his weekly tourneys instead, because those weekly tourneys I believe were free, and he said that Leffen hijacked them and made them I believe paid entry tourneys that he himself runs. So right. Both of those seem like a reason for a bit of spite between Leffen and Hax. And the thing is, like, after Leffen, Leffen's response to this on Twitter was, I am going to, he's a bit worried about himself, because that is a frightening amount of, information. And like, this person has looked at pretty much every interaction between you and him over the last few years. So, he says he's going to check legal action. I don't know regarding what, but, it's understandable to be worried about your safety, not just specifically between hacks, but then also community members that would read this and would actually believe some of it, because both me and you find this to be absurd, but there might be someone who doesn't like Leffen and reads this and just finds a way to twist their own like negative feelings toward Leffen into believing this, and those are the people you have to worry about a lot.
because I mean, for the things that Levin has done in his past, that some I definitely don't agree with. This level of vitriol, like, does seem unfounded, and it seems like I said before, obsessive and kind of worrisome.
Yeah,
and there are so many other. We can't really talk about this without mentioning that the doc starts off with a Hitler quote.
Oh yeah, that was just that's just already like.
I think you're already losing there.
Yeah, it was a very controversial start, and I don't know. It seems absurd to me.
Yeah, it's intense.
And the thing
that, like I said, we haven't even seen the full ramifications of where this goes, because it literally did just drop yesterday. So we'll see how it evolves. But
and the thing about being worried for safety is because, you know, when events start happening, Melee or just Smash Bros in general, those tourneys are very, you know, social. You know, you're interacting with pretty much everyone. It's not like some, you know, staged off thing. There's a lot of interactions between, you know, the players and, you know, people who are just there to attend the event. So, you know, you don't know if, you know, who's in those kinds of rooms. So
that's a very good point.
It's a very worrisome thing when something like this is just such a, you know, negative attack on, you know, a person is put out there. And the thing is that, like, when such a scary thing is put out in the fact that Hacks is claiming this is fact rather than, you know, personal opinion on the matter.
Right.
That's the scary thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a scary situation all around, I think. But yeah, I mean, I think those were the big points.
Yeah, those were two ridiculously like opposite things, where one, I'd say the Ludwig Aiden Ross is, you know, big communities, very small actual event happening. Exactly. And then the Hacks Leffen is, you know, small community, but such an absurd, you know, event. Yeah. That's all I can even say about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree 100%. It's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't end on such a somber note, I would say. So I heard you're playing Nier. I heard you're playing Nier.
I'm playing Nier Replicant. It's my first time kind of really going through it. It's actually really fun. I'm at the part where we go to the desert. So the desert city.
Nice.
What are you playing, Robert?
I haven't gone back into playing Nier yet. I did buy the vinyls that got sent out for pre-order. I put it on the I think I retweeted it. They are putting out a 10+1 replicant bundle set. You can buy them individually, but there's 4 vinyls. Each of them have one song on them, but they are 8 versions of the same song. So one is Shadow Lord, which deals with the MCs. Kaine, her self-titled track, Emil self-titled track, and then Devla Popola, Song of the Ancients. And each of them have about 8 versions on them. I've seen a sax version for Shadow Lord. I've seen a recorder version for Emil, which whenever I think of recorder, I just think of elementary school. I've seen what was it?
Yes.
How's it pronounced? Oboe? Is that the name of the instrument? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen, I think, that version of the Song of the Ancients, but there's like 8 different versions of them, and I think that it's really cool. I pre-ordered it. They each vinyl is $25, and the bundle set is $100. So my wallet hurt.
Oh man, you and special. I feel like you're the person I've known to get the most special editions out of anybody I know.
I'm on top of things. That's all I can say. I got stay, you know, on top of things. I still have the other Veneer vinyls from the Replicant Automata, and then I have the Celeste vinyls. Although I'm missing I have the Celeste vinyls from Farewell and the B-sides. However, I don't have the original Celeste vinyl, so that's eventually one that I have to get. And then I need the Valhalla vinyl.
Oh yeah.
I very much like that.
You're talking about the bartender game.
Yeah, Valhalla Cyberpunk Bartender. It has a really good soundtrack, but I believe the name is pronounced Garroad, Garoad.
Rude.
I don't know how it's pronounced, but the soundtrack is beautiful. Yeah,
That's good. What are we calling this? Evidence.zip.
It's I don't even know how that. Oh yeah, that thing was just. I'm very curious. What was evidence 1?
There was no evidence. It was just called evidence2.zip.
Interesting. That's very interesting to me.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
And then right there you can see. I don't know if you can notice. I took down my.
Oh yeah, there's something gone. You took down the.
I took down my Sailor Moon poster mostly because I already have a Sailor Moon skateboard right here. Right. Because my From Is
going up.
My From Is 9 poster came in from the We Go comeback. So I'm probably gonna put it right there, and because it was a great music video, great comeback. So gotta fit it there.
Eyes One over there.
No, that is Luna. My Eyes One posters are off the screen. There's 2 of them
off camera.
Yeah, off camera. Also speaking of Luna, they are having a comeback, and one of the members, my bias, Hasul, who's been on hiatus since before I got into K-pop, she is finally back for this upcoming comeback. So I'm excited.
No way. You've been into K-pop for a minute now, haven't you?
I believe sometime late 2019 is when I got into K-pop. So not like it's been like a year and a half, not crazy long.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But it's been a crazy 2 years, I'd say. It's been I fell down into the deep end pretty quickly with the album purchases and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna get you into K-pop.
You're like me. That's like me with anime. Like when I dived into anime, I dived in deep.
Yeah, mine was such a gradual drop into anime. It was like, all right, we'll just one step further. I didn't like immediately go down into the deep end for anime.
Mine was like I've watched 2, then I think I watched a couple in a day. Like I did watch. I remember Devilman Crybaby. I did watch it in a 12-hour period during finals week, I think, of college.
I love Devilman Crybaby. That's such a good one. Has a really good OST, by the way. It's on Spotify.
Yeah, it is really good.
And then that one, 12-hour period. I feel like I would have been emotional. Actually, I think I did the same thing. I was gonna say, I feel like I would be emotionally scarred from that one.
Yeah, and it was like the middle of the night. Like it was like. I remember. I don't know why. I had stuff to do. I don't know why I was doing that.
I remember watching it in this room before I lived here with my grandparents, because I think it was my brother. This was my brother's room, and I think he was out of town, so I was staying the night. And I think I watched it like in here, and it was just like such it's hard to say enjoyable when I'm like mentally or like emotionally broken from that. But I had it was a very memorable time is a better way to describe it.
Yeah.
And when you're speaking of finals, I remember finals week, and in my first year when I had roommates in the dorms, and I was like, oh, I need a break. I'll watch an episode of this anime. It was like I think it was Amagi Brilliant Park. I was like, okay, I'll watch an episode. And then it was like 4 a.m. and I was on episode 11. I was trying to make sure that the light wasn't bothering my roommates. So I was like laying down, having my laptop on its side, just watching it while laying in bed. I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna bomb this test. I'm gonna bomb this shit. But it was a support class. It wasn't like a major one. So I was like, I think I got like a B. I was like, all right, that's good.
we out here.
That's it. That's all I needed. I finished that anime in that time. I was like, yeah. I fell asleep at like 4 or 5, went to class at like 8, took the exam, walked back, went back to sleep. I was like, all right, that's it.
Oh my God. I remember my first year. I like literally like that. I went like try hard, and I remember I had like, it was like right before first year ended, and like I had at least two like energy drinks. Like I went crazy, and I was like, I don't even think I got that good of a grade, or like I don't think my grade was that great. Like I was just sacrificed my body. I probably like took years off my life for that one. I remember the next day, I was done with my test and I legitimately could not go to sleep. It was impossible for me to go to sleep. I just laid in bed and was like, I could go on a run right now.
I'm not a big energy drink guy because of that. I can't have that like forced awakeness.
I legit don't think I went to sleep ever. Like I studied the entire night.
Yeah.
And then went to the test. Like the dumbest thing I ever did.
I always give myself good sleep. I will say though. I will say though, I'm one of the more fortunate people that seems to do well on tests, regardless. I think people who have a good study habits are, I have a lot of respect for them, and I think they're better than me. But I am one of the people who probably has worse efforts in studying, but still does well on the test. Because
that's good.
Better studying effort, better work habits. That's the stuff that'll take you far in life. Not being able to answer A, B C, D correctly.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. That's true.
Oh, before we end, I actually just remembered something.
Yeah, bring it up. That's good.
TSM's partnership contract with FTX, which is I think has to do with cryptocurrencies. 200
cryptocurrencies.
I think it was 210 million. Could be wrong. Or it was 21 million. I need to actually look this up before I actually say something incorrectly, because this was something that was weird to me because of it was 210 million. The reason I find it odd is because Riot does not allow those like that specific sponsor. So this was for sure within the contract, like knowledge already. So this company has decided to sponsor TSM, but is not within TSM's largest games. It's not, because the FTX logo is going to be
Valorant
and so their FTX logo is going to be on TSM jerseys, but not within League or Valorant, which is our large games for esports.
Yeah, and
you'll still see it in like Apex Legends. I don't know which other esports TSM is in, but you'd see in those jerseys, but not being within League and Valorant, but still paying 210 million is very odd to me.
Yeah.
And then
maybe they're cleaning those books over there.
And the other thing that's I think we talked about this a day we were playing ARAM, where it seems like cryptocurrencies are on a bit of a downward end, and it seems like they're trying to get stakes within other,
trying to take advantage of the 25-year-olds that watch.
It seems like it's trying to get stakes within other industries to at least gain a foothold within them, so that they can remain constant and like have a solid foundation, so that they can make a reemergence. But it just seems like currently they're on a downward trend.
Yeah,
because of Elon Musk. I'm joking.
It's really sketchy because of Elon Musk, because he went on Saturday Night Live.
there is also another cryptocurrencies that I don't want to mention that is currently on the rise. I don't want to mention it because
tell me after.
Because of the names of it. Actually, might as well just say it. It is.
Oh yeah, one of them was. I remember one of them.
It is.
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah, you say it.
Wasn't it Cummies or something?
Yes, it was that. It is.
People are wild, honestly.
Disturbing. It is a UK-based cryptocurrency. It is the British-based cryptocurrency called Cumrocket. Can't make this stuff up, y'all.
Dude, there was crypto right now is in a really weird spot. There was a cryptocurrency, a coin called Scam or something, and people bought it. Like, it was literally called Scam.
Yeah, the Twitter account of
and people and people have been running with money from it's just really weird, really weird.
There was a tweet that came out because the cryptocurrency rose 350%. The Twitter account that's behind the cryptocurrency tweeted out today, and in quotes, I have to say in quotes because this is how absurd it sounds. Cummies is about to explode again. End of quote.
Oh god.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Crypto. I don't see I will say I don't have a full knowledge of cryptocurrencies, but y'all, what the hell is this?
Oh god, dude, what are we doing? We give so much shit to like old people who are like get caught up in this those like phone scams or whatever.
Phone
right?
scams, pyramid schemes.
Yeah. And then we got people our age doing this type of stuff. Like we are no better.
Yeah. It's just ours seem more absurd.
Ours is so weird.
Yeah, ours is just freaking weird.
Theirs makes more sense. It's like, oh, the IRS is calling me.
Yeah.
And they're gonna take all my money.
Fear of the government. Ours is
you want to buy this like digital token that like might have value or might not. I don't know.
Yeah. I just
yeah.
For the sake of the environment, I hope it goes on a downward trend still.
And so I can get a graphics card. Like seriously, you can't buy graphics cards anymore. Oh yeah, because all the crypto miners wanna.
You see the new Nvidia graphics card got announced.
Oh really?
Yeah, I forget if was it 3090 or is that the old one?
I think that might be the old one.
All right, let me see. That new graphics card that came out by Nvidia got announced.
4,000.
It was the ones launching this month, the RTX 3080 Ti and 3070 Ti. And they are going to be quite expensive, I believe.
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
Yeah. So, get those while you have the chance is what I'll say. I'm joking. Those things are going to be sold out
for the 5 seconds they're going to be available.
Yeah. Hey, do you see Best Buy was doing the old style wait in line, which I'm glad about. You have to wait. Some people had to wait in line because some I believe 3080s were announced that they're going to be in stock in certain Best Buy locations. So people were actually going up, getting their tickets and waiting in line, which was a cool thing because these bots, you can't beat them. You can't beat these bots.
Yeah, obviously, you can't beat them. I mean, you still can't even get a PS5 just at a Best Buy. It's been almost a year. Hey, this is insane.
You got it.
I bet I want to know how much of the current inventory that's out there is literally just owned by people that
scalpers.
Are hoarding. Yeah, scalpers. They can't be making that much money anymore at this point, right?
Hopefully not. I hope not. I don't know if I'm gonna get a PS5. There's a lot of good games on it, but
I'm not getting a PS5 until games come out. Until we get some good games coming out.
Basically, after this E3 gets announced.
Pretty much. I'm waiting until we got at least the new Final Fantasy. I don't know how long it's gonna take for that one to come out, but I'm very excited for that. But I don't even know when it's coming out. The games that are out right now, I'm just really haven't clicked. I don't know. There hasn't even been that much hype around them.
Not much single player games. I'd say most of it's been multiplayer games.
Yeah, exactly. Which I can play on my PC. Low-key.
I believe the God of War got delayed. I could be wrong on that note. The upcoming God of War. I think I might have seen that, and did you play the previous God of War?
I still haven't. I need to play it.
Oh, I can let you borrow my PS4 edition if you want to.
I'll let you borrow Resident Evil 2. You let me borrow that.
All right, yeah, because it was a very enjoyable game for me. It was an easy 100% because I like to platinum single player games. Is a very enjoyable ones that I didn't feel was a chore. I would say Persona 5 was a chore because of certain achievements that were just hell to
ridiculous.
Do. Yeah. But yeah, it's fun. It'll be an enjoyable time if you play God of War. But the second one got delayed. I think I'll be honest. I think we went way over time this episode.
This is a big episode, right? This is our flagship episode of this
episode 6. What do we call this episode? Evidence.
Evidence 3.
Evidence.6. Oh man, but yeah, no. Be careful. Not joking.
Be careful out there, everybody.
No, I think that about wraps this episode up. Are you good about that? You good with
I'm good with it.
All right. Well, we'll see you all next week with episode 7.
Whoever made it to the end of this episode, good on you.
Good on you. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've learned the absurdity of our generation with these cryptocurrencies. Don't fall into pyramid schemes, and
please don't.
Have a respectable online presence. Don't be an internet troll. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Thank you, everybody.
All right. See you next week.